I hope it's recording. Ah, okay. Yeah, it should be recording. Oh yeah, gotcha. Thanks. Okay. Uh, and another reason why vowels are first is because if a sound can be held, that's easier to be processed sound. So they'll have more success, even though these are harder, because it is one that can be held. It majority of sounds actually can be held. Some of them obviously can't, and they got to be cut short, make harder, louder, faster for better processing. But all the vowels can be held. Uh, so a lot of kids not sure of you, so they're practicing it like this. Like they're not sure because that story helps. Um, Now they're gonna say if they hear it in my word, uncle, yes or no. Okay. Now they do it themselves. They'll put their heads to the side, knowing them, and they'll go, So they might do this visual with it that we start off with, or they might do this visual. Doesn't matter which one they do. Okay. Doesn't matter. As long as I get you. Because U and W are the hardest to get. U and W. And Y. How can I forget Y? U, W, and Y. Oh, and E and I confusion. Oh, okay. There's another thing. It's hard. Okay. So I tell them that a lot of kids get E and I confused. And I'll tell them I don't understand that because, yes, they do sound alike, but they're made totally different. E is the exciting letter. So you're going to put your finger here and go, eh. Do I look excited? Eh. Yeah, I look excited, don't I? Eh. So our word is elephant. We're holding that first letter to be able to process the word better. Did I say that right? Who knows what I just said? We hold that first sound to process the word better. That's what I meant to say. I don't even know. Now, excellent. Did y'all hold it? Excellent. Okay. Now they're going to do, did y'all hear me in my word? Excellent. Thumbs up, thumb down. Sorry, I'm getting all confused. I don't know why. Now they're going to practice E by themselves. They might still put their finger here. Eh. Okay. And that reminds them to go back with it. Now, I is a boring letter. So what did I say? E and I confused? Well, I don't understand because I is boring. Look, even looks boring. It's a boring letter. E even looks excited. So we're going to get our boring face on. Look bored. And we're going to put our finger here. And I want you to make a lower sound. Eh. So remember, E is exciting. I is boring. Eh. So, our word is igloo. Now, of course, I wish I had something they can relate with in their background knowledge better than igloo. That's something that's in their own, world that we live in. But igloo is just the perfect sound. The I in igloo is just the perfect sound. Because if it has an M on the end, M and N like insect, it's going to change the sound up a little bit like insect. So we don't really, igloo is the best. But I asked them if they hear an insect, and they'll say yes, most likely. Now they're going to practice I by themselves. They might still be putting their visual up to remember to hold it. I don't know, because they might be just here now. They might not need that visual to remember to hold it. But anyway, they just go, eh. Good. Yep. So you do the 5 vowels first in the first class. You go through all of them. Because those are the most reinforced that you can go through all of them. So now if a child is under 7 and I have them in this class, I probably just go to 2 or 3 sounds. Or if they've got like an intelligence disability, or something like really low in being able to hold information in their head. But most likely I go through all of those cards and even onto these just in one 30-minute session, because I know I'm going to go over these again for the next few weeks, or however long it takes. So I even go onto these, okay? So these are smiling letters. The thing about these is these are the easiest of all of the letters for them to learn. So they probably already know these. And that's another reason why I can do them in the first session with them, along with the vowels, because they probably already processed these and know these, because they're the easiest to be processed. These smiling letters are the easiest to be processed. So they pretty much already know these. Doesn't matter who it is. They pretty much always know these. And it's S. This is a smiling letter. Trust me, I've checked it out. They mostly know S, and they hold it in snake. Ooh, that's where my tongue did something weird. I cut off the sound. So if they do what I just did, my tongue cut off the sound. My tongue gets my way a lot. So there's a good chance I probably would have needed speech early on. Of course, I didn't get a lot of the things I needed. But anyway, so I just realized what I had done. I had cut it off. So it doesn't need to be cut off. It needs to be held. So I'm going to do it again. Okay. So listen for S's, your tongue getting in the way for them too, because S is a speech sound that they need. So it's not that they can't process the sound, it's their tongue gets in the way. So you tell them to bring their tongue behind the teeth and keep it there. Okay. So do they hear it in my words? Sensational, mostly thumbs up or thumbs down. And they're going to do it by themselves, and they might do the visual, they might not, but I still do the visual. Remember to hold it. Good. They pretty much got that. Z, same thing. Our tongue's going to be on our teeth. Zzz, except this one's got a voice. So I kind of tell them this one's got a voice, but I just naturally do it. Zzz, because I'm seeing that there's a voice there. Do I tell them? It just depends on the child if I tell them that, because some of the cards I know that are coming up are going to be, it does matter if we know if it's voiced or unvoiced. So zany, do you hear it? My word? Yes, no, okay. Or zoo. And let's practice it by yourself, and they might go zzz, okay. So if I feel like it, I say with S, you sounded like a snake. With Z, you sounded like a bumblebee. That's if I feel like it. I feel like saying that. I don't know why. Sometimes I don't. That's what I do. Okay, N, you're going to hold it. See, it's a smiling letter. Nose. Nose. So we're holding the first sound to process the word better. Nice. Do you hear it, my word? Thumbs up, thumbs down. And N is okay. So that's what they're going to make it held. That's for something I'm not going to show y'all today. Okay, M, that last card. You have to see me pass it up. M is it's a straight across smile. Monkey. So remember, this is everybody's pretty much first class with me. Okay, just pretty much everybody that works with me. This is where I can make connection with them by saying my favorite animal is monkey, what's your favorite animal? And it also is a good point to where they've started to lose some attention to bring that up. Because literally monkey is my favorite animal. And however long we want to talk about how much we like monkeys is how long we stay on this card, because they usually like monkeys too. And I've talked about this, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, what I was to say? I did think of something important I wanted to say. Anyway, I can't remember. Do you hear it in my word? Marvelous. Thumbs up, thumbs down. Now they're going to try it by themselves. Now it's very important that their lips are in, because you know B is coming up, and B is going to be an explosive letter where you have to have the lips in. So I mentioned the lips being in if I need to. But they see me doing it. Now remember, kids with dyslexia are evaluative, so they look at color, shape, size, dimension very well. So they're mimicking me, and I don't even have to tell them put their lips in. They're mimicking because they can tell the difference in my details of my face of what I'm doing without even having to really tell them, you know. So anyway, we're done with the smiling letters. Do I have any questions? And you notice I went a little bit quicker through the smiling letters again because those are held sounds and they already pretty much, they're not hard to make, so pretty much already knew them. So do go quicker through those. Do go through quicker through those. I know what I was gonna tell y'all. Why is it that, yeah, I said pretty much everybody over this age of 7 goes to this class first, this reading specialist ready to help class, because they've got something in the way that they're making the sounds that is not distinctive enough for their brain, or they wouldn't be in my class. They wouldn't have problems with reading, writing, spelling, speaking if they weren't in my class. So it has something to do with the brain not being able to distinctly be able to process the sound. What I see most is in the evaluation, which Tuesday we're going over my evaluations. I'm not going to do the brain anymore. Y'all pretty much know it's all in the mind, and y'all could read the rest uh, about the brain if y'all want, because y'all been sent part 1. But because the evaluations show me, and again, Tuesday I'm starting the evaluations, show me that they are not distinctly making the sounds. So what I see the most is the sounds have an on the end, which is the schwa. Let me show y'all what I'm saying real quick. Here, let me show you with this real quick. Why I know they're not distinctly making the sounds is through the evaluation. And let me say, most of them have a on them. Okay, so B already naturally has a schwa sound at the end. So if it's emphasized, though, that will mess with the brain. The brain will distinctly understand it. It should be B, okay? But if they're letting that natural go, it'd be buh. Well, you don't want them saying buh because the brain is going to process BU. We don't need the brain to process an extra sound that's not even there in most of the words that they're saying, reading, writing, spelling. So again, needs to be distinct, but like that. D naturally has that schwa on the end, but if they emphasize that schwa, duh, okay, that's sending the brain in disequilibrium. It's not recognizing because they know it's not supposed to have a U, like in the word dog. There's no U in the word dog. So why is it D-U-O-G? So F should be right. What if they're going f? Okay, that's that schwa that has to be cut off. So most of the kids actually have the schwa on them, and they needs to be cut off. And the reason being that they have the schwa on them is because their parents and teachers are teaching it that way. Why? Is because they don't have to move the mouth as much, and it's easier to process if they all sound the same. So listen to it. Ba, ka, fa, ga, ha, ja, ka, la, ma, na, pa, qua. Okay, so see, I hardly had to move my mouth at all, and it all sounded the same, just about. That's why they do that. That's why they put that schwa on there. It's because it's easier to teach the sounds that way. But that's not how the brain recognizes the sounds. That's not distinct for the brain. It should be distinct. But d, g. I'm supposed to hold it. I'm messing up. But j, o, ah. Does it take more work to move the mouth that way? Yes. But I'm giving them the visuals. I'm showing them where on the mouth and how it's supposed to be. But the brain would be happier if it's more distinct. So really, I'm cutting off that schwa on like probably about 90% of the kids I'm working with. So that's why they're all in this first class of the sound processing class. Another thing I see the most in the evaluations besides the schwa, is that they're not holding the sounds. That needs to be fixed, of course, because they're not processing them. Or they're not making the sounds harder, louder, faster, the ones that can't. Well, see, that's the two biggest things. And then, of course, we'll see E and I confusion. I'll see that in the evaluations. I'll see C being made as a soft sound, which is actually the secondary sound, not the primary. So when I ask a child what the sounds for C is, it's supposed to be always the hard sound. Same for G. It should always be primarily the hard sounds. I see that a lot. What else do I see a lot? Of course, I told you the hardest ones to remember or be able to make are Y, U, and W. So I see different sounds for those. But anyway, that's why I tell you, that's why a majority of my people, no matter who you are going to start on this class, is because of that evaluation showing those discrepancies that the brain's not happy with. That's why they're having problems reading, writing, speaking. Make sure everybody's still here. Okay, good, everybody's still here. Uh-oh. Okay, so why did I go so far? I don't know. Okay. So now I tell them this is way different about what I'm about to ask you to do. We're gonna try to blend some words now. That was after going through all the vowels one time, like that, all those smiling letters one time. We already start to talk about bunny hopping and blending. Now again, if they got like a intelligence disorder or they're really young, maybe I wouldn't go to this card. Maybe. But most everybody goes to this card. First session now. Okay, so let me show them. This is gonna be way different for you. I have nonsense words. The reason I have nonsense words is because I know y'all are so smart and you're able to recognize words and say them. So I don't want you to do that. So I use nonsense for that reason. Another reason I use nonsense is because I need you to start trusting your own brain and trusting what you hear, sound you're hearing, and saying what you hear. See, because they're constantly trying to find meaning in words, that they're trying to make up words that are close to what they think it may be. So we can't have that guessing going on. They're gonna have to trust what they hear, trust their brain, trust the processing them correctly. Okay, so here we go. I say I go first. So watch me bunny hop. Fan. Did y'all see what I did? I processed each sound and said what I heard. That's it. It's 1, 2, 3, read. Okay, I'm gonna do it again. Saz. Good. Now I'm gonna go one more time, and this is actually a real word. Sam. Okay, now it's your turn. So this is me hoping that they know those sounds that we just went through. Let's just pretend like they do. They'd already, that processing, I already changed their life. I don't know. Let's just pretend like they do for the first one. This child can do them. They're doing the sounds. Z, zon. Okay, so I tell them. I want to remind you that's an A in the middle. So remember, A is open. So I want you to try to say instead. So they try it. Z, what do you hear? They say zan. So they got it. So I was not going to let them go to 3 because if they go to 3, I know they're not going to be successful, but they were successful on me giving that clip. So it's their turn again. So I'll say it's your turn again. We have Z-O-Z. Go ahead. And they go Z, Z, za. I said, good. Say it confidently now. Zaz. Good. You got it. Okay, so still their turn. So they go zzz, Zam. Well, I say, oop, I noticed you didn't hold that sound in the middle for better processing. I want you to try again. Remember, we're going to hold a. Ah. And so they're like, okay, I'll hold a this time. Z, ah, zam. Yeah, say it confidently. Zam. Good. Okay, so you notice I have them say it confidently. If a word is chunked up still or too spread out, the brain isn't processing it. It's got to be confident for the brain. So it's not for me that I'm having you to say it back confidently, it's for your brain. Okay, so it's still this. So let's go back and pretend like it's a child who I thought could do it, but can't at all do it. So remember, it was mine, 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 it's theirs. Okay, so they go z, 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 ah, eh. Okay, so now I know they don't have a clue. I say, let's do it together right away. Once I realize that they're really not sure, I do it together. So we bunny hop together. I say, will you bunny hop with me? And they go, yep. Okay, let's do it together then. Z, ah, zan. And I'm pretty much answering it for them. So this is, with that student that has really no clue, I'm just modeling. Let's do this one together. And they still could be making different sounds, but I'm still modeling. So it's not hurting anything. And it's cute because they think that they're saying it with you correct. Because they're like, they hear you say Zaz and they're like Zaz. Like they act like they know. Let me think of something else. Okay, anyway. So it depends on how fast they're picking it up is how many words I go through. If it's still kind of shaky, like that first one I modeled for y'all, I'd probably stop after 3 or 4. I'm not pushing it. And it's probably time to be out anyway. But if they're confident in saying them, I let them confidently keep on going with it. So I don't say, oh, I need to move them up to the second class. I don't say, oh, I need to go to the other cards quicker. I still know that this skill of bunny hopping is going to be used throughout the whole program. So they're going to be able to, they're going to have to be able to master that bunny hopping. Remember, it's 1, 2, 3, say what you hear. 1, 2, 3. So the biggest problem is people have taught them word families. Okay, that is a huge problem. Word families are great for spelling reinforcement and then being able to see spelling patterns. Terrible for initial reading and processing each sound and saying what you hear. Because if they only bunny hop twice, z, an. Well, an is not a natural blend. We got other consonants and other sounds that are natural blends, but an is not a natural blend. That's horrible. To for them to just bunny hop twice and say word families there. So you got to stop them from doing those word families that they've been taught and reinforced. So you can remind them, you say, look, it's about processing each sound that you hear. So let's count the letters. 1, 2, 3. Now let's count the sounds. 1, 2, 3. So it's 3 letters, it's 3 sounds. So I want you to process each of those sounds and say what you hear. So let's do it. So they go zzz, and. So they do it again. And you say, and that's when I say to them, this is a word family that you're doing. I tell them that. I know the parents are listening. They always listen, If not, they've been with me for a long time and the parents just know that I'm doing the best for their child. But I say, that's a word family. We really don't need to do word families at this point. It's great for spelling. I need you to do each of these sounds. Let's do 1, 2, 3, read. And they're like, okay, I'll do it that way. So they go z, a, n, zan. Okay. So in this first class, there's no writing involved because majority of the kids are either writers or readers, okay? And a very fewer my kids are actual writers over readers. It's probably about only 20% of the kids are writers versus readers. And those are the kids that you see that say, "Oh, can I write this? Can I write this?" Or they go grab a sheet of paper and write. They're constantly writing. Those are the writers. This reading, this phonology, this understanding sounds doing done like this is not good for that 20% of kids that are constant writers. But some of those writers are also readers along with it. So it's actually brings it down to only 10%. This class is not good for 10% of the kids. Those are kids are just writers. That's how they learn. But majority of the kids, this class is perfect for them because most of mine are they're readers first. We developmentally we learn writing first, then reading. But when it comes to how we learn better, most of us are readers versus writers. It's too much involved skillfully with writing that is not helpful at this point. It's just being able to, again, process those sounds. So I think I'll leave the next set of cards, which is the second session. Well, the second session will be the first, depending on, is pretty much always going back through the first session. The second session is pretty much that first session again. But I'm saying is when we're ready to move on, I'll leave that for next Friday. Okay, and that'll be the hard sounds. And that'll be the hard sounds, those that can't be held. Okay, do I have any questions? So Tuesday, we're not going over the brain anymore because I think I got my point across of it being we got to trust our mind. It's in our mind that we have to trust. And yeah. So, and how is this class related to mine? What did I say? Trust what you're hearing. Trust what sounds you're processing. So yeah, it's a lot about the mind. Okay, see y'all. Susan left. Do you want to do your thing? You want to do your thing? Susan's left. Are you want to do your thing? Hmm? Want to do?
No, thank you. I don't have the opportunity now.
Okay, well that works for me too. So sometime we will. Okay.
Yeah. So it was a little bit small to see the symbols in the top of the page. Could I get those in larger?
Which one?
Uh,
This
like there was a three pictures with three colors on on my test. I think it was
oh yeah. Yep, I can send those now. Yep, I can send them. Okay, I'll see ya. Bye. Bye, Nina. Bye. I'll send